Merhaba arkadaşlar. Şimdi kara tenli bir İngiliz prensesine dönüşmeden önce kısa bir açıklama yapmak istedim. Bu videoda İngilizce konuşuyorum çünkü hani videonun sonlarına doğru da söylüyorum zaten. Çünkü ben İngilizce konuşmayı çok seviyorum. Çocukken İngilizcem asla yokken bile, yani sadece azıcık kelime biliyorken bile hep yabancı YouTuber'ları izliyordum ve hep kendi çapımda bir İngilizce konuşuyordum. Edaca olan İngilizceden çok. Bu videoyu çektiğim günde gerçekten ne okulum vardı ne bir programım vardı ve yine de video çekmek istiyordum. Sonra videoyu daha eğlenceli kılacak faktörler aradım. Bunlardan biri de İngilizce konuşmak oldu. Yani bilmiyorum, orienteering de yapabilirdim ama orienteering mi deniyor, oryantasyon mu? Hayır, ikisi de değil. Her neyse. Herkesin İngilizce konuşma şekli farklı. Benimki de böyle. Görün istedim, duyun istedim ama videonun ana konusu bence İngilizce konuşuyor olmamdan çok o gün, bu videoyu çektiğim 2 gün boyunca ne yaptıklarım. Hoşunuza gider inşallah. Bu ne biçim İngilizce konuşma, bu nasıl aksan, bu nasıl grammar falan filan derseniz de belli ki bu videoyu, yani 27 dakikalık falan bir video oldu. Belli ki bunu koymuşum. Bunlar utanılacak şeyler değil bence. Hani tamam, böyle ecnebi gibi Türkken niye İngilizce konuşuyorum? Bu da tartışılabilir. Ama bence tartışmayalım. Çok gereksiz. Yani sizi izleyin geçin. Bu arada İngilizceniz eğer çok iyi değilse bence bu videoda dediklerimi yine de anlarsınız. Çünkü editlerken dikkatimi çekti. Bayağı yavaş konuşuyorum. Hani yavaş konuştuğum için de bence anlaşılıyor. Eğer hiperaktiviteniz varsa ve yavaş konuşmam da sinirinizi bozarsa videodan ışınlanabilirsiniz. Benim babamın var mesela erişkin hiperaktivitesi bence. Biz ailecek öyle düşünüyoruz. Ailecek dediğim annemle ben. Her neyse, bence çok güzel oldu. Yani ben çekerken çok eğlendim. İngilizce konuştuğum için niyeyse Türkçe konuştuğum anlardan daha çok eğlendim. Videonun belirli kısımlarında tipim kötü, komik. Videonun belirli kısımları cringe ama ben o anları cringe olarak değil, kişiliğimi yansıtan komik anlar olarak değerlendirmek istedim. Çünkü yani öyle şaklabanlık yaptığım bir sürü anda var kendi hayatımda. Öyle. İzleyin. Beğenirsiniz inşallah. Görüşürüz. I'm heading to the gym right now. Ne kadar pis bir bakış ya. The weather in Ankara is very interesting in my opinion because I literally am walking in shorts. And you know, this very thin, what is this? Sportswear? I don't know. I think that I got taller. For example, my mother had gone to London for a couple of weeks, and when she came back, she was very perplexed to find me, you know, taller. So I think these shorts that were already very short for me, I feel like my ass is out. And I don't know what to make of that. Yani yazar burada diyor ki kıçım dışarıda gibi hissediyorum. İnşallah öyle değildir. I just wanted to record myself in this. I actually do not really know what my English voice sounds like because I kid you not, people's voices change when they're speaking in a different language. I cannot be the only one who thinks that. Anyway, before heading to the gym, I have to go to the hairdresser, which I'm so fortunate because they're literally side by side. Because I need to get my upper lip hair waxed. Like, bıyığımı aldıracağım. Ah! Kolum, my shoulder. By the way, it's currently 2:30 p.m. I'm planning on staying here for like an hour and a half, maybe 2. Okay guys, so I left the gym. I'm heading home now. By the way, this is how I go to the gym, you know, with my book, with a spare t-shirt, because I sweat a lot, and my water. So this gym session is really good. I have a lot of upper body muscle, but Holding this phone is very hard, let me tell you. Now I really have to go get my stuff. Why'd the mirror be like that? I'm gonna prepare my lunch. It's almost 5 p.m. God, I love speaking in English. I don't know why, but I'm feeling so much more comfortable right now. Why is that? What is that? And I have arrived. And I'm so happy to be home right now. I'm so excited to eat. Okay, so I prepared my meal. It's currently 5:45, like it's almost 6. I'm gonna eat my food, watch something while I eat it, obviously. And then we'll see. And then it's Allah kerim. Also, literally the most exciting item of my lunch is my coffee. Love coffee. Okay. Afiyet olsun. This is my eşkal right now. Like in this video, I literally am speaking Turkish half of the time. And I don't know. That definitely does make me a little bit more cringe than I had to be. It's almost as if it's not enough that I'm speaking English as a non-native English speaker, but I also use Turkish words and like Keko Turkish words in almost all of my sentences. So I don't know what to make of that, but I just got out of the gym. I look like this because I don't want to get sick, and I sweated so much, so my hair is almost wet as if I had just taken a shower. So I chose to look like an egg. But my second gym session was even better. I watched Jet Society. Abi işte bak, I watched Jet Society on the treadmill, and then all throughout my strength training, which I did an upper body workout, I did shoulders and triceps. I listened to Hadise, Hande Yener, like Turkish pop songs, and I was belly dancing during most of my training. It was amazing. And I had also posted my YouTube video today. I read some of the comments and they made me so happy. So happy. You can't even imagine. It's very tiring holding this phone. I don't know why. So I'm heading home now. I'm gonna prepare my dinner. And then I'm gonna eat it while watching Jet Society because I love Jet Society. Oh, okay, my shoulder is about to burst, so goodbye. I just saw my reflection and I don't know what to say. This whole thing that I'm doing right now, me looking like this, speaking in English, I don't know. I don't know if I went crazy. But this is actually what I'm like most of the time. Yeah. No, I feel like in some of my videos, I present a very aesthetic lifestyle. I don't know. I'd like to believe that. But I do. And that's definitely a side of me as well. But at the same time, about 90% of the time, I just act very childish and, you know, look like this. Hey guys, so I decided to continue this video because I didn't really show you much yesterday. Not that I did a lot of things, but I don't know, I just wanted to. Today, I just made the decision that I will revisit the cafe that I always used to go to. See, you do not understand how obsessed I was with this particular place. When I was studying for the university entrance exam, for like a period of 4 to 5 months, I kept going to the same cafe every day. In the beginning, it was only once a day, like a normal human being. But when it came to March, and I realized that I had to study a lot more, I just kept going there twice a day. You know, I would go in the morning and then go to the gym, workout, go home, eat my lunch, come back. And so them and we were very acquainted with each other. I was their müdavim, okay? And even when the exam ended, I feel like, especially when the exam ended, I just started going there a lot more, you know. And I would just go there, read my book, do people watching. People watching is my favorite activity, by the way. You know, study, watching Jordan Peterson lectures at one point. You know, I had many memories there. So it's a very sentimental place for me, but I haven't gone there for exactly a month. And that's crazy. They might be thinking that I have died or something, because that's probably the only proper explanation for me not going there for a whole month. I was spending, you know, about 5 hours in total during summer, and probably about 7 hours in spring, you know, between March and June. So I miss them, but I am also kind of nervous going there because, I don't know, I feel like it's always so it's just a cafe. It's just a cafe, literally. I'm acting like I'm going to meet with a friend that I haven't seen for a while. Like, they're busy. The people there are employee or employer? Employee. Employer is who employs them. Yeah. The people who are there are just employees, you know, going on about their job. They don't care. They don't care that we have been reunited. But in my head, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a little awkward. We haven't seen each other for a while. Like, I'm acting like the cafe is a person. You know how you would feel when you're going to, you know, spend some time together with someone that you haven't seen for a while, and you have not kept up with each other's lives. And it's awkward because it's like, oh, you changed so much, and then the other person is like, you changed so much as well, what's happening? And then you're just like, that's not gonna happen. It's a cafe, it's a place. And it's a place, it's not a person. I don't know, I feel like sometimes I literally personify objects and places in my head and attach very deep sentimental values to them. Anyway, I just wanted to say that I'm super excited that I'm going to go there. I love their coffee. They bring their Americanos in this really large cup. It's the same cup that they serve soups with, so just imagine that. And it's cheap as well, you know, especially, I mean, it's not cheap, but for the quantity of coffee that you get, I think it's very reasonable. Let's make today a nostalgia day for Eda, because I probably am the most nostalgic person that you would ever meet. I just am. I'm great. So what I used to do during summer was go to the gym in the morning, walk for like 40 minutes to an hour depending on my mood, and then go to the cafe, order my Americano, read my book, study a little bit on my little iPad. During the time that I was at the cafe, I would also stroll around the mall, because the cafe, you know, the cafe that I go to, the gym that I go to, they're all in the mall. So I would just sometimes stroll around the place and go to the bookstore, purchase some books. It was amazing. It was amazing. Okay, I'm so excited right now. So excited. Also, I'm about to finish Orhan Pamuk's The Museum of Innocence. So I do need a new book. I mean, I don't technically, because I have a lot of books, but maybe I'll get a new one when I'm there, because I have 70 pages left. And then, you know, I drink my coffee, I look at people do not look at me. Like, it's the best case scenario, because no, most of the time I like it when I get noticed by strangers, or, you know, I feel attention on me, because I am an attention whore. I'm not. I do like attention, but especially when I'm people watching, there are a lot of times when I just thought to myself, I wish I was invisible right now, because, and I just look at people like this, like, I don't even try to disguise myself. Anyway, I'm so excited. The amount of nostalgia that I felt. Anyway, I had told you that whenever I went to this cafe, I would also go visit the bookstore, you know, stroll around the mall. And right now, I'm doing exactly that. See, Diana. And my book is about to finish. I only have like 30 pages left, so maybe I'll buy new ones. Hey guys, okay, so I ate my lunch. It's almost 8 p.m. right now, and I'm gonna go to the gym for one last time. Usually I do an only cardio day once a week, sometimes twice a week, and today is one of those days where I'm not gonna do any strength training. I'm just gonna go walk. I'm actually excited for walking because I get to watch YouTube on the treadmill, which I don't really allow myself whenever I'm at home. No, it's an interesting thing. But also, I want to mention something. I was listening to Huberman Lab, and they mentioned this book, which I absolutely love. I had purchased this book 2 years ago from, you know, a secondhand bookstore, and especially at that time, I was very interested in, you know, trauma processing and how negative experiences can influence your life and impact you in ways that you couldn't have imagined. Anyway, I was very passionate about this book, you know, and it's not like a self-help book. It's kind of a pop culture item right now. I don't know, if you're interested in the slightest with psychology and especially trauma, you might have heard of this. But it's not a self-help TED Talk type of book. It's very scientific, and it includes many studies. It's psychology and science made available to the common person. Me, I'm the common person. I was crazy. I would highlight almost all of it. Like, obviously, I didn't highlight every sentence, but the information in this book is just so valuable, in my opinion, that I would constantly be taking notes, constantly underlying key ideas. It's a really good book. If you're as I said, if you're interested in this stuff, like, just look at this. I really did take this book very seriously. It's a nice book. I actually never finished it, but I did read more than half of it. And also about 70 pages of this book is dedicated for resources and, you know, citations. It mostly talks about how trauma alters the way your brain is wired, and no, trauma is not just in your head, and that's actually why the title is The Body Keeps the Score, because it touches on how psychological experiences and emotional violence can have physical consequences as well. And it's not just about your mental state, but it's also about the state of your overall body. One thing that really had upsetted me while reading this book was how people who experience trauma were constantly living in a state of alarm and, you know, fight or flight because of their experiences, and how deteriorating that was to their physical well-being, and, you know, how energy consuming. If you're interested, I really would recommend this to you. Türkçesi de beden kayıt tutar. I mean, one thing that I will say is that it didn't really touch on how to recover, but in my opinion, that's understandable. And I feel like even if it did mention ways of, you know, healing, I wouldn't really take them into account, because I believe that that's something very personal to the individual and cannot really be generalized. I mean, the ways that you may be hurt can be generalized in my opinion, but the ways to recover from those wounds is much more personal. It also mentions one of my favorite psychology experiments called The Strange Situation from Mary Ainsworth or something like that. I also did include this experiment in my TOK essay. By the way, the thing that I keep referring to as my TOK essay was my theory of knowledge class that I took in high school, because I was in a program called International Baccalaureate, and it was a really nice class. I loved it. It was one of my favorite lessons. Although many of my classmates did find it boring, I found it, to be honest, really engaging. You may know this experiment that I'm talking about, The Strange Situation, from attachment theory. I feel like it has become very popular. You know, I first discovered it. Like, I first became aware of it about 2.5 years ago, and I was shocked. You know, it basically talks about how the relationship that you had as an infant with your primary caregiver, which for most people would be their mother, will be the determining factor for all of your future relationships, and how you behave in those relationships, how you perceive those relationships. There were 4 groups. You know, one is secure attachment, which is pretty self-explanatory in my opinion, so I'm not gonna touch on that. But the other 3 belong to the categorization of insecure attachment, and they're divided as, I mean, I remember what they are, but I don't remember their generalized name. Okay, let's talk on this a little bit later, because I need to go to the gym because it closes in an hour. No, at weekends it closes early, which is devastating in my opinion. But it is what it is. So I do want to talk about these things. I'm not sure if I want to talk about them in English though, because I feel like me speaking these things in English could not be the best, because I do want people to know about these things, and I do want to share what I know, my knowledge, let's say, but I am knowledgeable in those areas because I did spend a lot of time learning about them. Now, it's not because I'm smart, or it's not because I was born with this ability. No, I did for a certain time in my life, you know, just focus all of my attention and effort into these type of topics for personal reasons. And I do want to share what I learned so far. But I feel like English is not really accessible to everyone. So I may just make a video in Turkish about it. And obviously I'm gonna speak in Turkish for all of my other videos. This was an exception, you know, this is not going to become the norm. I was just bored yesterday, and I thought, well, I'm not really doing anything special today, so, but I also want to record a video, so in order to make it interesting and not just a boring day in my life, let me speak in English so that it becomes, I don't know, entertaining. Because I do find people who are Turkish speaking in English very enjoyable. Not because I criticize them or judge them, but you know, it's interesting in my opinion. Okay, see you, bye. Guys, I left the gym and then I actually went to the mall and visited another bookstore, bought 2 more books.